Hello and welcome to English with Friends, where two friends have real-life conversations in slow, clear English. I'm Emma and I'm British.
And I'm Jake. I'm American.
We're on the phone and I've just said yes to 3 things I don't want to do.
Today, you'll learn how to say no without sounding rude.
Wait, and I said yes to the move and the trip on the same weekend. Why do I do this?
You're going to have to back up because I came in halfway through this and I've got no idea what you've actually agreed to.
Right, so Priya's moving flat on Saturday and she asked me weeks ago if I'd help with the boxes. I said yes without checking anything because that's apparently my whole personality.
Apparently.
And then on Thursday, the Brighton lot booked the same weekend and I said yes to that as well. I don't even want to go. I don't like the sea in March.
So that's 2 things on the same weekend, and neither one of them is something you actually want to do.
3 things. Dan's newsletter is the 3rd one. He wants it by Monday, and it was never my job in the first place.
How did that one happen?
He asked me in the kitchen while I was waiting for the kettle, and I panicked, which is the entire explanation. There was no thinking involved at any point.
You're spreading yourself so thin that by Sunday night, there'll be about 4% of you left. And Dan gets the 4%, and it's a newsletter.
Oh, and the cat. I'm feeding Marcus's cat every evening this week, so it's 4. It's actually 4 things.
You said 3.
I said 3 because I'd forgotten the cat, which tells you everything about how well I'm keeping track of my own life. I take on too much. I've always taken on too much, and knowing it has never once stopped me.
Can I ask you something that you're allowed to be annoyed about?
Go on.
What actually happens if you call Priya tonight and tell her you can't do Saturday?
She'd be fine about it. She'd say it's fine, she'd mean it, and she'd have someone else by lunchtime.
And
I'd feel like an absolutely terrible person for about 9 days. It isn't that she'd be angry with me, it's that I'd be the one who let her down, and I'd carry that around all week.
So saying no costs you 9 days of guilt, and saying yes costs you a whole weekend, a Monday, and a cat.
When you say it like that, it sounds ridiculous.
I didn't say ridiculous.
You implied ridiculous. It's easy for you though, isn't it? Because nobody asks you for anything. You live in a quiet flat and nothing ever knocks on the door.
People ask me for things constantly. I say no, the conversation ends, and everybody gets on with their day.
You can't just say no though. There has to be a reason attached to it.
There really doesn't. The second you give a reason, you've handed the other person something to argue with, and now you're negotiating.
Say that again.
If you tell Priya you can't because of Brighton, she'll say, come on Sunday instead. If you tell Priya you can't, she says, okay.
Give me the actual words though, because I can hear you saying it and it sounds completely normal, and I know that when I say it, it'll come out as a 9-minute apology.
I'd love to, but I can't this time. That's the whole message. You're allowed to stop talking after the word time.
I'd love to, but I can't this time. And then just silence, which I'm going to hate every second of.
You'll hate it for about 4 seconds, and then she'll say, no worries, and ask if you're free the week after.
What about Dan though? Because I'd love to is a straight lie with Dan. I'd rather eat the newsletter.
Then don't use it. With Dan you say, I don't think I can take this on at the moment, and then you don't offer him a Tuesday.
I always offer a Tuesday.
You always offer a Tuesday, and the Tuesday is how the whole thing ends up back on your desk.
Can I tell you the actual reason? It's not really guilt, or it is, but underneath the guilt there's this thing. I think if I say no to Priya once, people quietly stop asking, and then one day I'm nobody's first phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I did exactly that for about 4 years. 2 clubs, the school play, the debate team, and a Saturday tutoring group I never told anybody about because I knew how it would sound.
You've never told me that.
It wasn't interesting. Somewhere in the second year, it stopped being about the kids. It started being about me being the person who never said no, which is a terrible reason to run a debate team.
So what happened?
I dropped 2 of them in 1 week and nobody noticed. That's the part that stayed with me, honestly. I'd built it up into this enormous act of betrayal, and what I got back was, "Sure, no problem. Thanks for letting me know."
Nobody noticed.
Nobody noticed. They're not keeping a list of who said yes and who didn't, Emma. You're the only one keeping that list.
Right, okay. I'm going to practice on you, and you have to be Priya. And you have to sound a bit disappointed, but not devastated.
I'm Priya.
Priya, hi. Listen, about Saturday. I'd love to, but I can't this time. I'm so sorry. And I'll bring you something nice for the new flat.
That was good up to this time, and then you kept going and bought her a present.
The rest of it was warmth.
The rest of it was guilt with a gift wrapped around it.
Fine, let me go again. Priya, I'd love to, but I can't this time.
Okay, no worries.
That's it?
That's the entire conversation you've been dreading since Thursday.
So, I put my foot down with Priya, and then with Dan, and then I ring Brighton, and by Monday I'm the difficult one at work and the flaky one in the group chat.
Putting your foot down isn't a personality. It's one sentence said once, and then no follow-up email at 11 at night.
Right, I'm ringing her now, before I talk myself out of it and end up hiring a van.
Now?
Now. If I leave it until the morning, I'll have taken on something else by breakfast, and then I'm carrying boxes in Brighton with a cat under one arm.
Then call her before the cat gets involved.
Okay, I'm hanging up on you now, and that feels weirdly rude, and I don't know why it feels rude.
Emma,
What?
I'd love to stay on the phone, but I can't this time.
Oh, that's the worst thing you've ever done to me.